I should have brushed my hair first, but nobody knows I'm going live, so it's okay. God knows. There we go. Okay. There, now I'm beautiful, like Lady Godiva. There we go. Brushed, hair's brushed, lipstick's on, blush, mascara, eyeshadow, earring. It's all on. Okay, yeah. Okay, put my brush back up there. Yeah. See if anybody shows up. All I'm gonna do here on this here video is put squares together. But and I was doing it and I was talking to myself. So I was doing it and I was talking to myself. Oh my word, there is people here. There is people here. I'm working on my quilt, and I was working on my quilt. I was just sitting here and I was talking to myself. And so I figured, well, if I'm talking to myself, I might as well turn on the camera, and then it wouldn't look like I was talking to myself. I'd be talking to the whole world. Mm-hmm. Do is Gail said she was just watching my latest video. I know I'm just videoing up a storm, but I'm working on my quilt, and see, because I cut a bunch of squares from the flannel. These are all flannel. I got on that stack beside me on my bench, and on this side beside me on my bench, I have my squares, my quilted, my pieced. So, and I'm together. I'm stitching them up together and sewing, stitching and sewing. That's all I'm doing is stitching and sewing. And so I thought, well, what the heck? I'll turn on the camera and chat with my friends, because I need friends. I do need friends. And I have my new purple rotor. I got Happy Ray of Sunshine. Thank you, dear darling Happy Ray of Sunshine. And I love it. It's so nice. It cuts so smoothly. So that's what I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. Hi. Oh gosh. Let me see who's all in here now. I don't have to be in no hurry, do I? Okay, let's see. Jersey Crafter Laura. And then, of course, Gale Air Conditioner. And then Minnie Open Done. I finally found off, Mindy. You should get it pretty soon. You can see, I look on the thing, and I are still in transit. And gosh, everything's in transit. Mrs. Gigi, I've been enjoying watching you, Mrs. Gigi. You are awesome girl. And gosh, and let's see, and Jean Moran. It is good to see you. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, and I'm working. I don't know if all of you have been keeping up with I have made, I think, 20 videos of working on my quilt, on my crazy, silly, goofy, jazzy. There is so many names for this here quilt because, oh no, I'm not frozen on my end here, Gail. My end seems like I'm still breathing and moving and stuff. Hi, Kathy Cole. I've been having so much fun with this. I have sat here at this sewing machine. I have put so many miles on this sewing machine. But, and so now what I'm doing is I'm trimming the edges. I'm trimming the edges now, so every square is the size of this 9.5. I started with a 10 by 10, and that's what the finished size was going to be. But as it turned, because the fabrics are all different, you know, some would stretch a little and some would not stretch a little, and Oh, Gail, I don't know why yours is freezing up. Not freezing up right here. So I'm not sure what might something between here and Kathy Lake says I'm freezing up too. I don't know. What Kathy says, watch for a package Tuesday from Amazon and another one later in the week. Really, Kathy? I've been getting too many packages. I have not been that good. I lied to Santa Claus. I told him bold-faced lie. I did. Oh, yeah. I've been a good girl. I have not been. I have been pretending to be a good girl, but I haven't. But so what I'm doing now with these things is I'm just, first I make an X marks the spot right down the middle of this. My squares end up to be 9.5 by 9.5 because that's what my ruler is. And so I wonder if weather has anything to do with this freezing thing, because I know there's some ridiculous weather out. When I say ridiculous, I'm in Florida, so anything above 50 degrees is ridiculous. For us, hi, sweetie, I'm doing a live stream. You can sit right there. Oh, no, I didn't. I didn't call you. But you can sit right there, though, Papa. And I don't bring, I use my wheelchair, not all the time, but it just sits right at the, because I don't in here into this room because it wouldn't fit because I have too much junk. And so, but then Papa can sit right there in my wheelchair, my wheelie chair, while he sits here and hangs out with me because he's my buddy, my good buddy. So I have heard about all that weather that's up there in the Northeast, and that you guys is having like blizzards. I do remember blizzards from when I lived in Minnesota. I wonder why you're doing that. For everybody, Kathy Lake. I wonder how come. My goodness. I really don't know because I'm looking at my computer and it seems fine. And because I'm electronic challenged, I don't know to change anything. But this is time. I am on an old computer, an old laptop right here. And this is the first time I've done a live stream on this old laptop, and it's like 10-year-old laptop, and for computers that's like really ancient doorstop material. Yep. Kathy says it's cold in this part of Florida. High was only 60. We have a fire going. Feel for you, northern ones. Oh my gosh, yeah. We had a fire. We don't have a fireplace here, but in the house, but we have a fire pit outside, and we like to build us a fire. We usually always have a fire on Friday nights. We had one last night. Well, I think if I remember right, you're up somewhere named near Jacksonville, if I'm right. I wonder how good my memory is. Which that means you're near the ocean and nearer, farther north. So, yeah, that might be why. Maybe it has something to do with my computer because it is an old computer. But on my end, though, it's doing fine. Oh, it's barely reached 40 degrees and happy for that. So you like cold weather, do you, Gail? Oh, that's oh, well, you're in Milton. And my friend, I have a friend. Yeah, I have a friend. How come I can't even call her name right? Milton. What the heck is her name? I know it. I know her name. She was I know her name. She was at our retreat, and her name is, good grief, I can't think of it. That is terrible when you can't think of like people who personally and love dearly and everything. And her name is, Irma. Yes, Irma. God. Yep, Irma Milton. Yeah, and I met Irma. She came to we had a retreat last year, and that was fun. Yep, Irma. Irma is Irma Brewer. God, why couldn't I think of her last name? She got the last name. Now that gets pretty bad because Irma Brewer, and she is me, and I couldn't think of her name. Yeah, I'm worried about me. Who all should be worried about me up here in this little brain? Up Irma, she's in Milton. Don't remember what street. Wonder what street it is. Is Milton a very big town? I know it's up Panhandle somewhere. She lives on Grover. I think it's called Grover Street. Oh, that's kind of warm for you up there right now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's Grover or Grover Thump is where she lives. I think she lives in a and she needs friends too. She lives all by her little old self. All by her little old self. Yeah, she's been having a lot of health issues lately, little heart. So I think this here square is pretty. I love the colors this one turned out to be. This is going to be so pretty because all the different colors and all the different designs, they're going to be so awesome. Melanie Sullivan. Thank you. I'm glad, Melanie. I'm really not considered a quilter, although I do sew things together, but I love quilts, of people who quilt. I just think it's amazing. But I've always thought of a quilt as to be too technical, maybe and I do have a quilt that I used to, back in the day when my kids were little, I would make quilt. They were just patch block quilts. I'd make a jillion 4x4 pieces of fabric and sew them all together. And then the only way I I pieced them together. And then the only way I'd quilt is by, on every corner of the 4x4s, I would just stitch a piece of yarn and tie it in a knot. That's the only kind of quilts I ever made. And I used to call them rag quilts, but now if you look online at a rag quilt, it's different. This is sort of this quilt that I'm making here is sort of like a rag quilt, but I'm not following all the instructions of a rag quilt even on. And so there are so many different. Hi, Janet. Did I say hi, Janet? Hi, Janet. I'm glad that you're here. So wonderful. So wonderful. Yep. Yeah, it's kind of a chilly day here. That's why I have my sweatshirt on. I got my scarf on. This here scarf, it's like what I call it, an infinity scarf anyway. It's crocheted. It was crocheted by my friend Erin, and she mailed it to me. So it's all one round circle, and I can put it on my neck and then put it on my neck again. So it's like wrapped around my neck twice. I'm telling you. I guess because I'm a redneck, I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Now my screen just went black for a second and then went back. It went black and made the little swirly for a second, but then did I do the cross on here? Well, yeah. I lose my train of thought. This does not look like I around with my thing. Did I go around with my thing? No, I didn't even go around it with my thing. That's okay though. Hey, it's all right. It's okay if I didn't go around it with my thing. I'll go around it with my thing. Then I'll have to my stitches. And you see these here little pieces come unblack again. Oh, so I'm sorry if this thing is going to be doing all kind of whatever it's doing. But see these little strips, I'm keeping them all. And then later on, I'm going to show you. You all might already know Mrs. Gigi. I just love Mrs. Gigi. And but I will show you how I make my doggy beds out of an old sweatshirt. And I forgot to ask my daughter if she has any old sweatshirts. Between her and her daughter, I'm sure she does. But if you have old sweatshirt, see, I save all these scraps and I just save them all up. I put them in a piece and all them little scraps, they're in my shoebox. I just throw them over there in that shoebox, and it's getting kind of full. But and then you take a sweatshirt. Wait a minute, my comment thing is going kaputski. Donna, my goodness. Yeah, it's strange because the sound has been fine, but not the video part, huh? Hi, Donna. I hope you're doing well. And boy, am I glad to hear you didn't fall and break a hip while you was skating. Oh, man. My friend Donna, she went to go skating. She said she did well, too. First, I thought, oh, my God, she's going to fall and break a hip. But she didn't. She didn't fall and break a hip, and she even skated backwards. I used to love ice skating. I used to love it. This thing not scrolling. So G is Donna, and she is crocheting and lurking. That's good. You crochet and lurk. And March West is there. Patricia Stubbs is there. And Gail is still wearing her old sweatshirts. But if you take a sweatshirt, the body of the sweatshirt, and you sew the body like a square or an oval or something, and then stuff that with all kind of stuffing, then you sew the neck, and then you got the arms and the neck, and it's all one tube like. And then you stuff that whole thing and sew it, hand stitch around to the round part of your sweatshirt. That makes the little crib thing to make it look like a little crib on your doggy bed, and it makes the nicest doggy beds, and you can throw them in the washing machine, and you can wash them and put fabric softener in them or whatever you do and make them all nice. Now, my dogs, when I first washed their beds, I don't put fabric softener in them because I don't think that's good for them, but when I first wash their beds, they'll sniff them and there's Irma's Redneck Craft Shack. There you go. She's talking to you, Kathy. If you are interested, we can be friends on Facebook and get to know each other. My name is Irma Brewer. Hope to hear from you soon. Very good. See, I'm making matchmaker. So see there, you both live in Milton. And so who knows, maybe you could become crafting friends. Or at least, like an online thing friend. And that would be nice. And so it's always nice to have friends, especially friends that craft with you. Oopsie. Now see, some of my pieces, because my fabrics are different, some of my pieces when I'm stitching, they want to, yeah, Irma's a redneck. You have to understand she's a redneck. And but rednecks are awesome people, I have to say. I am related to very many rednecks. I'm not related to anybody that's not a redneck, actually. They're all rednecks. And so I got another look at this one here. It's got winter on the back. That's pretty. This is going to be so soft on the flannel side. But the flannel side is the side that will go against your skin unless you have a sheet underneath it. But and if I wanted to, I could turn the whole thing upside downwards, and the whole thing upside downwards, and I would see that top. Marge West. Nope, I haven't got a square from you yet, Marge. I was just playing with the squares that I have from all mail is slow right now, though. All mail is very slow. Because I have sent off some things that say 2-day delivery, and people are getting them in a week. So all mail is very, very slow. So no, I haven't. In fact, over there on my cutting table, I have all the squares that were sent to me by the subscribers. Gosh, they're beautiful. They're just all beautiful. And what we decided to do is the basic bed part of the quilt is going to be all of my pieces that I've made myself. Then my pillow shawl that goes over just the pillows is going to be made by my subscribers. I'm going to put them together. And I think that is going to be so awesome. It is going to be so awesome to have that one. So I don't know how big the pillow shawl will be yet. And more than I need for the pillow shawl, then I'm also going to have throw pillows to go on the bed. And there it's Beetle Chick and Little Red Wagon. Yeah, I did. I got your and tore right into it, Gail. I just tore right into it. And so I actually got 2 blocks using your block. And Neva Fitzgerald must be some relation to Ella. Just joining in. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming by. Thank you so much for coming by. Even if just to say hello, it's always good to see a good name, a new name. And I don't go on live very often, but tonight I was just sitting here and I was sewing some of my blocks together. I thought, well, I'll just go with and just to talk to myself. I'll just go live and talk to you guys. If you get a lot of squares, you can just make another one or two. That is absolutely right, because I don't think I want to quit this. I'm so loving this so much because you don't have to do anything perfect. Nothing has to be perfect. And because I make each square different. Oh, hi, Patricia. It's okay that you're late because I didn't even plan this. And Patricia Rodriguez, I don't know that I have seen your name. So welcome to our fancy abode here. And Hildegund, too, from Norway. I always love to hear Hildegund from Norway. I bet it's cold in Norway. You know what? I am 1/4 Norwegian. I don't know if I told you that, but I am 1/4 Norwegian, 1/4 Polish, and 1/2 finished. I'm half finished. That's what I am. Because my dad was Finnish. My mom was Norwegian and Polish. So that's me. That's my makeup. So, but I think it might be cold in Norway right now. I think it's really cold in Norway. I think that's where you can go to live in them take a vacation in an ice palace and lay on an ice bed. Now, I could be wrong about that. But, yeah, I'm 1/4 Norwegian. I do not know any Norwegian words, so I know some Finnish. Most of them are handmade by, wait, let me get this one. Handmade by Louisiana. handmade by Louise Benfield from Wales, UK. Cold and wet. Ooh, goodness sakes, that's cold. That means you're cold and wet. Wow. Cold is one thing, wet is one thing. Cold and wet is really two things. That's rough. And Louise. Oh, that's the one. She just said that she was cold and wet, Louise. Now you will find me repeating myself a lot because that's just how I are. That's just how I are. I repeat myself. So anyway, I watched the most interesting little documentary today because see, I watch Oopsie Daisies. My bobbin emptied up. Just a minute, I got quick put it in another. I can do that though, no problem. I got them right here. Got them right here. The hubster did order me a new bobbin winder, which will be neat because I'm going to be able to feel bobbins quickly. And but for now I still have some, but they're kind of filled a little raggedy because oops, you got to take the empty one out first, Elizabeth. You can't put a one if you don't take this one. But it isn't here yet for Christmas. I don't know if he'll let me have it right away or if I have to wait till Christmas. He may have to make me wait till Christmas. And I might, just so I can put it under the tree. Oh, that's right, I don't have a tree. But I sort of have a tree. It's like a little wooden thing. It's got little bears hanging on it, and it sort of looks like a tree. I guess it would be somehow in the same neighborhood as the Charlie Brown Christmas tree. Now I have no place to put a tree. I got too much craft supplies hanging around, so then I don't have any place to put a Christmas tree. No kids would see it anyway. So now where did I go with that? Where was I going with this? Oh, I went only that far. Okay, there we go. So it's cold. It is cold in Norway, but we have a lot of snow and ice in northern part of Norway. Snow, cold, and a lot of aurora borealis. Okay, now that's interesting because the only thing I've ever heard about aurora borealis is crystal, like a crystal you can use in jewelry making. Now I am going to have to look up aurora borealis to find out exactly. That must be some kind of a weather something. Huh, that's interesting. And over there by Louise, it's very late, midnight, but I am up sewing. I make bags and cushion covers with recycled fabrics. Very good, Louise. I just love the idea of using recycled things, using recycled fabrics, and there is so much you can do with recycled everything. But fabrics, oh my goodness, yes. That's on your bucket list. See the aurora borealis. Oh my gosh, Liz, you don't know about Northern Lights. But do you know what, Gail? Northern Lights, the only way I've heard about Northern Lights is this nail polish. You can get a top coat, clear top coat, and they call it Northern Lights. And no, I know nothing about aurora borealis or the real Northern Lights. Now, is Northern Lights and the aurora borealis, is that both kind of the same thing? See, now I'll have to look that up. Lately, I love looking stuff like that up. I love today I watched a documentary on where was now I don't remember the country, but it's where they make batik fabric. Oh my gosh, there are so many step batik. I'm sure now. Oh, they're the same thing, Gail. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna really look that up. I will, so I will know these things. I gotta learn more stuff before I croak. But I watched that documentary on how they make, and this is the old-fashioned way too. What I watched in the making batik fabrics. There is a lot of steps, and I imagine if you were to buy a piece of handmade batik fabric, you would have to pay an arm and a leg for all the work that goes into that making of batik fabrics. But that was very, very interesting of how they do that. Okay, Hildegard says the Northern Lights and Aurora Borealis is the same thing. So it's not the only place I've heard of it, Gail, is on Stacy uses on Stacey Evans' channel. She uses Aurora Borealis for making jewelry. Oh, and Gail, you've done a painting of the Aurora Borealis. Oh, you need to post that. I would love to see your painting of the Aurora Borealis. Because now I always thought it was just a little gemstone. Okay, you send me a picture in Messenger. I will love to see that. See how I'm learning? This is what's good about live streams. You'll be teaching me stuff. Yes, you are. And so this one I'm going to have to cut on this side because that is bigger than this. And so, yeah, I'm just... Take a picture with your phone. You'll find a way. You'll find a way, girlfriend. Northern Lights are the same pizza. You're cute. You inspired me to make, what'd she say? The same pizza. Northern Lights are the same pizza. These things goes too fast. You inspired me to make a needlebook, but I wrecked the washcloth. Oh, yeah, Fitzgerald. Yep. But yes, I have to make a new needlebook. I have a needlebook that I'm using that was given to me, and then I made a needlebook, but I sent it away as a prize at one time, and or maybe I sold it. I don't know. I think I probably gave it. I give more than I sell. And speaking of selling, now I had a sale a couple weeks ago, and everyone was supposed to email me with their address. So if you were in my sale, which actually I do not see any names here, if you were in my sale and you did not email me with your address, within a few days, all that stuff that I have not mailed off is just going to go back into I don't know where it's going to go back into, but I can't, I don't know how to have any way of tracking people down. And so, and everybody was supposed to just email me their address right away, but some of the people aren't getting their purchases because I don't know how to get a hold of them to invoice them. So, I need to use one of those pay things. So that's all, which is no big deal. Some people had told me the shipping was too much, and I have to go for that shipping. So it's not a big deal. If you change your mind, you change your mind. And so, but I'm just going to give it 3 or 4 just a few more days. And if I'm just assuming if I haven't heard from you, then you change your mind, because there are even some that I invoiced and they haven't been paid. So I'm assuming that maybe the shipping was too high, because the shipping, I mean, not that I have no control over the shipping. I use Pirate Ship, which is the least expensive. But yeah, we were warned to be higher during the holiday season. So I know it's not fun, but anyhow, so that's when you quilt. You know, you say, "Oh, geez, I'll just quilt." But this kind of quilt, you guys, doing something like this is so relaxing, so therapeutic, so wonderful. No B link through. Thanks, YouTube. Yeah, that's just it too. But I was talking to another another girl that does sales, and she called me and to let me, because I said something in another video, and she called me and she said she deals with that all the time, that somebody will get the bid way up high so else can get it, but then they'll pay for their own what they bid on. So, and she said she goes through it all the time, so she just gives it, you know, a limited amount of time. If responded, then it goes back into the next sale, or she gives it to somebody or something, you know. So I first thought it was just me. It's not. So it's not just me. So thought I bad breath or didn't have my deodorant on or something. So Peppy Lady. I love that name. See? We need her step and be a peppy lady like Peppy Lady. Yeah, that's true, Gail, because I think, in my own opinion, that everything I sold at a decent price. I don't think I overcharged for anything. And some got upset because it was all a me thing. You know, it was the first, if I had 5 items, it was the first 5 me's. And then everybody's computers look different. And then they say, well, I had my me way in before Jane Doe had her me in, and then still Jane Doe got it and I didn't, so they're upset. So I can't help that. I can't help that, and I won't cry over that anymore. Nope, not crying. Because that's all colorful. So you can't even see what I'm doing, can you? You can see my double chin now. There you go. That's more interesting. My double chin isn't very interesting. So, but see, I put the flannel, and then I put the quilted piece. Use my 9.5 by 9.5 inch ruler, and my purple Happy Ray of Sunshine rotary cutter, and throw that over there. And then I trim it around, so this way each one of my squares is exactly the same size. So then when I put them together, but I'm putting them together like you do a rag quilt. So if you know how to do a rag quilt, that's how I sing mine together, is quilt style, except with only about a quarter of an inch seam, not a genuine rag quilt. They use about maybe 3/4 of an inch seam. I'm not all that fancy. Mine is only about a quarter of an inch. I do with that because I learned that later. Peppy Lady, oh, your given name is Dora. Dora the Explorer. Yeah, next emphasize that too. I don't know that the shipping was separate, but I guess though, if you buy something for $1, know that that's not going to cover the shipping. But yeah, you would think, or I don't know. I worrying about that anyway. I don't even want to think about it though, because at first I was upset because I said I'm going to have these mailed out, you know, within 2 or 3 days, and I really wanted to, but that's when I thought people would pay. So, but that's okay. It's all right, you know. There's much worse things like that in this world, like the pandemic. Yeah. Pandemic. I hear more and more people coming up with the pandemic. Now they have the vaccine. People are taking the vaccine. I don't know if I'm ready for that vaccine yet. I'm 71 years old, so if I go by way of the illness, then I go by way of the illness. If I go by way of being stomped a herd of elephants, well, let that be the way. So I've had a good life already, so that's all good. It's all good. In the hood. I'd take my sweatshirt off and throw it in the floor. Getting a little warm. So anyhow, I was watching Stacy for a couple days. She was just live streaming herself, rearranging her crafting area. And for those of you who watch Stacy, she's amazing. She cracks me up. But she's a smart lady, though. She's a smart lady. But she was organizing her craft area, and so that got into the mood to organize mine. So I got quite a bit. I just let her just organize, and I was organizing right with her. And it's funny how you can watch somebody, and get so inspired that her organizing really got me inspired. And so I got a lot done just watching her. And I wasn't even really watching her, just listening to her. So that was. Oh, you are in complete lockdown in Wales. Oh my gosh. Okay, Gail says if it was me, I'd do a video of each item then I'd have people email me that they want to buy it or send a messenger PM about it. I'd auction on live YouTube stream. That's a good idea, Gail. That's a really, really good idea. Okay, and have the people email me that they want to buy it. That might be even better. Another thing I've thought too is to have a special email address just for sales if I do some more sales, because I do have more lace I want to sell, especially, and I know I can sell it at less price than you can go buy it at the store. And so I do want to do something like that. And that would be an idea, Gail? That might be an idea. On Facebook Marketplace. Yeah, that's an idea too. There's probably a lot more better, easier, less stressful ways, because that's what it's been, is stressful. Look at this one here with the dragons. But there are, like I said, there's so many more things in the world to be more concerned about, and so that's, and then I just put it aside. I have Papa that listens to me if I want to complain, and he listens, or he pretends he's listening anyway. That's close enough. And that works fine, and then it's not like the end of the world or anything like that. So it's all good. You hear about such drastic things happening in the world, and people who are hurting, and people who are losing loved ones, and there's so much more to worry in a little live sale. So I'm gonna get like 4 more weeks, 4 more days, put it all, all in the past. Some of the people I've never heard of before. And so It's not like I would have their address already. All right, I love this with the little dragons on the back. Yeah, cute. And this one is so pretty too, this square. My daughter-in-law does doggy scarves and such. She sells her through Etsy and uses Instagram for advertising. Oh, I do have an Instagram, but I have not used it much because I really don't know how I even got it. But that's an idea too. I have to look more into things like that. Because there is a way that you make a few extra dollars, you know, um, that you can make, and I know we all can use a few extra dollars all the time because it's a rough life out here, especially those retirees that live on their Social Security incomes. It's me. Anyway, can always use a few extra dollars, so that's a really good idea. I could make some little lap quilts, maybe even. Lap quilts are nice to have too if you're just sitting in your easy chair watching TV and if you have a little lap quilt that's just folded on the back of your chair, well then you have that put over you while you're sitting there watching television or a movie or reading a book or knitting, crocheting, or slow stitching or coloring, well, anything. I even like a little lap blanket when I'm riding in a car, because one thing I do not like is Gail, I have read that too. I have heard people say that Etsy takes too much in fees, but that's going to depend on what you're selling, because I have seen some people say, and if you're selling low dollar items, if you're like Stacy sells a lot of dollar items, $2 items like that. Those ones, the cost is going to eat you up when you sell that on Etsy. Because charge you, well, I don't know what it is right now, but it was 20 cents per item. So if you sell 10 $1 items, it's going to or watching a friend making quilt squares. If you sell 10 $1 items, you're going to pay 20 cents on each one of them items. So that's going to run into some money, and they charge you a percentage. And so, yes, it will run you into money. But if you sell something for $35, they still charge you 20 cents for them. And yes, Jen, lap quilts in the car. I like heat on in a car. I think a heat in a car is the most uncomfortable. I don't like it at all. It's just, for some reason, it makes me so uncomfortable. I'd rather be warmed up, But yes, on the Etsy store, it depends on what you're selling. If you're going to be able to make money, if you're selling very inexpensive things, it's better to go to a different platform. And like Stacey uses Zibbit, and so she can make money on Zibbit by selling, because for Stacey, that is her whole income. Her whole way of income is her crafting, and that's her income. That's every bit of it. And so she finds ways she can get inexpensive things. She buys a lot of things and that she can pass on, and that's how she makes her living. And so she has studied to see, there's so many different ways, so many different platforms that you can sell your wares. So, but Etsy works for some things, but not all. And so right now, lab quilts would be, I'm going to be Okay. Feed your doggies and start your supper. That's what you need to do. Thank you, Gail. It's always so good to. You are so full of information all the time, and now I learned about the aurora borealis and the northern lights from you. Now, see there? This is a learning channel right here. It's a learning channel. Neva says she has the. I'm a typo expert. I blame these rented fingers, rented fingers. There's always something to blame the typos on. But I have found that if you, like on my phone, I'll do talk to text, and I don't know, they can't read me. They can't read my lips. And they put up whatever they want to put up. It's kind of weird. But that's what happens. That's what happens. This I did some hand stitching on this one, not much. This one is really nice. I like this one. It's got some old vintage lace on it. So I have many different blocks. So, we make junk journals that's just got a whole bunch of junk in them. Well, I make a junk quilt. That's what this is, a junk quilt. I've called it many things. If you look at my whole, the whole list of my quilting videos, some of them I call them a scrappy quilt, and it's whatever I think of them in that day. My hubster, look up your plaza in Florida on Google. He is a teacher and very interested in geography. We send you our very best wishes. Oh, okay. So, yeah, we're here. We're not very far from the Gulf of Mexico in Florida. And so, as a crow flies, it's a couple miles. I don't know. Maybe it's 5 miles as we go to get to the Gulf. But we love going down there just to watch the sunset sometime and watch all the seagulls. And what I like to do is right where we go, Hudson Beach, they call it, I love to watch the shrimp boats going out. They are, the shrimp boats going out, it's amazing. I love watching them. And now those shrimpers, they're definitely, shrimpers are just in a world of their own. They go out there. My late husband was a shrimper, and he used to go out on other people's boats, mostly. But one time he bought his own boat. He come home from shrimping one morning because they go out through the night, and he come home from shrimping, and he told me, I bought a shrimp boat. I said, Papa, honey, we don't have no money to buy no shrimp boat. He said, oh, yeah, this was $500. Only $500 for the shrimp boat. Yeah, he bought the shrimp boat. I went out with him. Not one, and it was really good the first night we went out. And so then we went out, I think it was the second night that we went out, that every bit of power in that shrimp boat went kaputski. It was gone. No power in that shrimp boat whatsoever. And so we didn't have the radio. We had nothing. No lights. No nothing. Middle of the night. And so they were just kind of floating. Just a floating. But we didn't float long before another shrimp boat saw us. And the other shrimp boat towed us in. And that was oh man, that was wonderful. But yeah, but he sold the shrimp boat then. He tried to work on it some to get it to where we could really use it. And he worked on it some. But while he was working on it, he had it docked. He had to pay for it where he had it docked, and then he'd work on it. And finally he sold it for the same amount he paid for it. I don't know if the person that bought it ever got it running, but yeah, it was nice. I mean, that couple wasn't nice, but shrimping was fun. And now I just love to watch the shrimpers go out. And they go out just before dark because you do the shrimping in the dark. Hi, Ann-Lair. It is good to see you. Very good to see you. I just decided at the spur of the moment to go on live while I was putting some of my quilt squares. And so I figure if I have all the squares, the flannel backs on all these squares tonight, then tomorrow I can actually put the whole quilt together. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. Well, I'm having company tomorrow. I have Lala Gamma Lori Way is coming tomorrow, and her friend Jennifer, who is also a crafter. So that's nice to see them. I'll make them sit right in here in this room, and I'll just keep stitching. Okay, let's see how we're going here. There we go. See, and so this, what this is now. Once I put, it's got the piece top. It's got a piece of just a sheet material that the pieces are put onto, and then the flannel on the back. And so that is the quilt. So these are finished. All they need to be done is the squares be sewed together, and then the quilt is actually finished. I might not even put a binding on it. I don't know. This one here, I have pretty much worked it as I go. It's just, and planned it as I go. It's like I didn't have a plan of action ahead of time. This one here, and somebody told me what this was, but this one, I saw a picture of this somewhere, of these points. And I thought, well, I could do something like that. Just put a whole bunch of folded squares and make points. And that's what I did all the way around in the inside. And I just kind of did it. Ooh, I gotta take my scarf off now too. All this talking is getting me overheated. Okay. And so, but then somebody told me what this is called, and they say it's mostly done like in hot pads, like in a hot pad, or to make throw and stuff like that. But I just did that on this one, and there's a name for that too. I can't remember what she said it was, but it turned out pretty cool. See, so what I now got my 9x9, 9.5 by 9.5 square ruler, and I am trimming the edges, throwing my scraps over there. Hi, Oliver. And like I said before, all of these little scraps will be stuffing in a dog bed. We don't throw anything away. Throw nothing. We throw nothing away. Well, there is some things we throw away, not out of this here craft room, though. Yeah. And so, but there we go. See, so now I've got my square. Well, now this isn't right in the center, but it's still a square nonetheless. And so now I've got the flannel and the piece cut to the same way. And I'm going to sew an X I need start water for rice and having pork lard and cranberries. Oh my gosh. Hope to catch everyone later. Pork roast and cranberries is just the best thing together. That is the best thing together. Pork roast and cranberries. Pork and cranberries just goes together like peanut butter and jelly. Side effects, Cheryl Talifas. Hello. Hello, my dear friend Liz. You've been very unwell since last November. Ooh, we built a new home on the Gulf Coast here in Florida. Yes, I got the very nasty virus and have long term. Oh, no. Cheryl, no. Where Gulf Coast in Florida are you? I'm on the Gulf Coast, but I'm here in Hernando County. I did not know you had the virus. Oh my word, bless your heart. I hope you're doing well now. Wow. Long-term side effects. And that's what I heard is there is long-term, there can be long-term side effects. And you are nice. Stop it. Just stop it. Oh, and there's Miss Leineck. Oh, the Lego catalog. I love catalogs. I don't order much out of them, but they sure do have good pictures in them. Sometimes, oh, you're seeing the pulmonologist and cardiologist. Oh, oh my God. I sure that what side effects are lasting are not long lasting. Hopefully not. Yeah, you know what? I used to keep it cut short, but um, this is my corona hair because I kept it, was getting, like I'd go every few weeks and get it cut. And now I haven't gotten it cut. But you know, I used to have my hair so long and the hubster would braid it for me. And we were just talking about that last night. I said, I think getting long enough now that you could start braiding it again. And he said he'd have to watch a video to learn about French braiding again, because that's how he learned it before, is to watch a video. I just wad it up or put a hairband in it, or sometimes, like right now, it's just hanging. Now it's just hanging like old lady Godiva. So, but yeah, it keeps growing. Oh, and there's River. Hi, River City Creative. What are you creating lately, River? I want to do some of these quilt block. I want to do some of these quilt block journal covers too, because even this size would make a traveler's notebook cover this size to make a traveler's notebook. The only thing is you have to stiffen it somehow down the center to be able to put the signatures in, I think. There's Stephanie Marie. Hello, Stephanie. So nice of you all to come by to my headquarters here, to my headquarters. There's Yaila Zima. Okay, hi, how are you? I never know how to say your name, but I just say Ela Zima. Ela. I'll call you Ela. Ela's good. Look at there, dragons. Dragons on the back of that piece. And then this one, whoopsie. Oh, this is the one that I did, which is like I tried to make this kind of look like a forest. So all these pieces were just triangles, and I just laid out all the triangles, and then I just sewed zigzagged around all the triangles to make it kind of look like a forest. And I think that looks pretty cool. That's one thing fun about this quilt is that you just use your imagination and you don't have to follow directions. Man, when there's something I don't have to follow directions, I'm happy. That makes me happy. Happy. Happy as a clam. Clams are very happy, I guess. Or happy as a pig in the sunshine. And I do know that pigs are happy in the sunshine. I sent your package off, Elazima. I sent your package off, hoping I put one or two extra little fun things in it. But I think it's still in transit when I looked at my thingamajig. No, River, I because I didn't plan ahead, I was just sitting here and I said to myself, because I was talking to myself, and I'm in here and he says, were you calling me? And I said, no, just talking to myself. And so then I thought, well, if I'm just talking to myself, I might as well just turn on the camera. And then I'm not like talking to myself. Then I'm talking to everybody around the whole world. Oh, that's good drink. Okay, now. Okay, let's see here. I know I've had made enough, more than squares for the whole quilt. I know I have more than enough. So that means I have the start of my next one too. And I got a feeling, as much as I'm enjoying this right now, I got to cover everybody's bed in the house, in the family. And in my family, every rednecks and whatnot, folk, they're not going to mind that they're not some kind of a fancy one. You was watching one of my videos? Thank you. You guys are awesome to watch my videos. Either that or you're desperate. There is a lot of fun video. A friend who lives up there in Alabama. And now this lady, she's like a proper lady. She seems so sweet and so wonderful. She is sweet and wonderful. And she told me yesterday, she told me, she goes, I'm watching videos and I am laughing so hard. I already had to go change my drawers once. I said, what are you watching? And she says, she's apparently buy canned ARTS. It's in a, you go and spray it and it smells like bad gas. And so the ones that I watched was like a grown son had his mother in the vehicle, and somebody was of the vehicle, and this horrible smelling stuff. And poor mama, she was not happy. And the guy in the back just kept spraying it, and her son, who just kept driving the vehicle, he says, I can't help it, Mom. I got this bellyache. I don't know if it's something I ate. I don't know what it is. And that mother was like saying, roll down these windows. And he'd say, my windows is broken. I can't be rolling down my windows because they's broken. And she says, well, then let me out of this car. She was calling him all kind of names. I'm telling you, I did not know they sold that stuff. And Lord, I'm not one of these practical jokes like that. I mean, I just think they're mean. But oh my gosh, Mama was so funny. She was so funny. The mama in the car was so funny. Yep. The virus eye problem that's rare. My goodness. Oh my goodness. The virus is causing a lot more, and they keep finding new things that the virus is causing. They've got the vaccine they're starting to pass that out, but I think I'm going to pass on that. I don't think I want the vaccine. No. Oh no, Cheryl, this is my sewing room in here. This is my sewing area. This is where I have most of my fabrics and things like cutting patterns and all of that sort of thing. And then the next bedroom next to me is my paper crafting, basically. Hi, the Lone Wrangler. Right there she is. I'm assuming it's a she. The Lone Wrangler. I'm wondering, because you call yourself a wrangler, if you have anything to do with horses or cows. There's Joy Robinson. I was just telling them about where you sent me. I saw your fault videos last night. I'm telling you, them was hysterical. Please rethink not getting the vaccine. If you can get it, I think you should, unless you've been known to have allergies to vaccinations. No, I have never had an allergy to a vaccination. But you know what I'm thinking too is there's going to be only a limited amount of vaccines. And Anne says go ahead and get it too. Even though I'm 71, don't you think I should let the vaccine be for those who have to go out and work? Because I can stay home and stay away from crowds and stuff. So I'm kind of thinking that, well, I'm 71, maybe it should be for the younger generation. And then I also think that if it's my time to go, it's my time to go. That's right, Joy. We do need to laugh. And I'm telling you, I laugh so hard. But they're having fun in there. And then he watched a little while with me, but then finally, my stomach muscles were so sore from laughing. I'm telling you. And if you're going to have stomach ache, sore muscles in your stomach, they need to be from laughing. Now, River says, I'm afraid of the vaccine. I'm 70. Now, see, I'm 71. So, yeah, I have heard that I don't know how many people have gotten the vaccine so far, and I've heard some people say that no problem. And then there are some that have had some bad reactions from them. So it's hard to know what it's going to happen to you. They say if you are allergic to any of the products in the vaccine, don't take it. Well, how do you know until you take it? And now, Anne says to follow the sign. Now, Anne is a teacher, is an educated lady too. So, and Gail is going to get it as soon as she's able to. She'll be 65 at the end of February. And see, because I already have, I have COPD, which is a pulmonary problem already. I don't know if getting the vaccine would be good or bad. I just really don't know. So I have two RNs in the family, and I'm definitely going to, talk with them too. My daughter and my daughter-in-law are both RNs, and I'm gonna definitely see what their opinion of them are too, since they work with this so regular. I haven't asked my one daughter my daughter-in-law, if she's going to go ahead and get it herself. That puts me at the top of the list. My dad won't ever get the flu vaccine either, but I'm going to. Now, see, I always get the flu vaccine every year, and I get the pneumonia vaccine every 5 years, I think it is. And so, and I've never had any kind of a bad reaction. So I guess I will, I go to see my doctor. I have an appointment in January, and we'll see what he says. And even if he's got the vaccine there, I don't know. So we'll see what he says. I kind of really, yeah, I will, Ann. I'll talk to my daughter, see what she says. Yeah, I don't go out either. I make these masks here. I got a bunch of masks here, and I don't ever wear them because I don't go anywhere. Well, I do out, doctor's appointments is about it. You're 71. Lots of people are waiting for a greater percentage of people to get it. Let your doctor know and ask for advice. I know 3 with COPD are you're in high risk if you do have COPD. So, although my COPD is very much under control. And so, and see, there are times that I can't even talk like this. I can't just keep talking because I run out of air. But I have my rescue inhaler always I don't see it now. I don't know where it is. It's here somewhere. But not that often even I have to use it. So, yeah, I have some of these squares are so pretty. The fabrics that are in them, because they're all scrap fabrics. And I had another friend I've had a couple friends that has sent me fabrics. And then I have a friend that lives right here in Small that makes masks. She has made so many masks. And I asked her, I said, well, what do you do with your scraps? And she goes, I throw them in the garbage. I go, oh my God, I will be your garbage man. I will come and collect. And so I've gotten a lot of scraps. When you get scraps from other people, all different fabrics, and that's fun. That's fun to have all the different fabrics. And then like this one, I don't even have them on straight. The pieces aren't on straight or nothing. I just have them on there. Some of them I've made like an image, like a little, one of them is like a townscape I put in there. And I just whatever I feel like doing. Or I see something on a quilting show. Hi, Donna, what you doing? You know my daughter and my background. I'm sure we share the same opinion on vaccine. Yeah, okay. Come down. Donna's going to come see me. Donna, Doji's coming. She's coming to see me. And she's way in Indiana, up there freezing. But she's going to come to Florida. Smart people come to Florida. There's a lot of people, though, right now in Florida that don't actually live here year-round. And because, I don't know. I haven't been on the road. But my daughter says the traffic is terrible right now. Like, terrible. Usually it takes her from work maybe about 10 minutes to get home from work. And lately it takes her like a half an hour because the traffic is just so backed up everywhere. So many traffic accidents. Man, I can't. Geez, I stay home. I stay home. I was actually, today was my dear granddaughter who is 5 years old. Today was her birthday party. And I really kind of felt bad about not going, but I knew there was a few reasons why I can't go, but mainly because there's going to be such a big crowd there. And I did not want to be in that big crowd. I would have been the oldest one there. No, Papa would have been older than me. So I said, just explain to Aria. She's smart. She understands about this social distancing and small crowds and stuff. But there was going to be at least 50 people at that birthday party, and I thought, no, I just can't do it. I just couldn't, and I want to be there for my granddaughter, but I just couldn't do it. I said, just try to explain to her. She's going to get a card in the mail. So, and kids like to get mail too. Her birthday isn't actually till the 22nd, so I still have time. I'll be 5 years old. Gosh, I can't believe that girl's 5 years old. And so I have a friend, same age as I am, 64, who ended up in a nursing home because she got after going to her dentist. She was home from COVID. She was weak and fell and broke a leg. Oh my gosh. So I wonder if the COVID had anything to do with maybe causing a little bit of osteoporosis or weakening of them legs. I wonder. See, there's just no way of really knowing. It's just so iffy out there right now. Hi, Liza. Vicky, I see a name. Somebody said hi to Vicky. Hi, Vicky. And Liza. And, my grandfather had the virus. A week in the hospital, now leg. Oh, my granddaughter had the virus. A week in the hospital. Now the legs keep hurting her. Oh, goodness. And that's what I've heard is there's this virus is just it's so sketchy. There's just, there's some say it's just a simple flu or a simple cold, but it's not. It's not. It's different. It's way different. Oh, your daughter was COVID? Oh my gosh. Wow. Has your daughter went back yet? Is she went back she's in her daughter is in the service. She was on leave. Yeah, it's not the flu, that's for sure. Now, if they said that her pink eye is COVID, I'm sure they didn't let her go back into the Air Force. So many symptoms. Yes, Gail. And it's, I don't watch a lot of the news, but I don't even watch the news on television, but I will go on to different news broadcasts that's just here on the internet, and just to kind of catch up to see if there's anything new. Hi, Batser. How are you? I am fine, Barbara. How's everything in Texas? Yes, good to see you, Barbara. Hard. I love this here. This here style of, this is the slash. This is a slash quilt block. And I love this. I think I've done a few of them with the slashing. And Doji's the one that sent me the slasher. She sent me the slasher. So I can, boy, does that make a difference when I'm doing my slashing. She told me they slasher. And I thought, no, she didn't tell me they had the slasher. She just sent it to me. And then I got it in the mail and I said, what in the world is this? And my hubster says, what is that? I said, it says it's a slasher. He says, I am getting out of here. He didn't want to be slashed. But then I was reading on it, and it was a slash for doing these type of quilt blocks. So I'm excited to have that. I have used it and used it because I've made quite a few slashed blocks. I thought about making a whole slashed quilt, maybe, or maybe every box too, Gail. Yeah, I'm thinking though. I don't know if I'll do all like this I did because I actually stitched it 4 ways. It's 5 by 5 times, and then I got slashed it one way, then the opposite way. So each square is slashed the opposite way, and I like how that looks. That's fun. So, but then now this one I used all the same color on the top, but on some of them I put patches on the top, so they're different on the top. And I think I really like that one better. And I want to do some slashing on when I do my denim blue jean quilt. I'm going to do some slashing on them too. And that will be fun. Those will be pretty, I think. And I just love doing like whatever style, just keep changing it. And the outcome, there's no right and wrong. There's just absolutely no right and wrong to it. And then somebody told me when people put suggestions in the comments, because hi Violet. Okay, Cheryl Toffs says read what? Okay, let me see. What am I missing? Well, the snowbirds that I am related to up here in Indiana are going down to Florida. In fact, it's already there. Yep, that's where Jody is. Doji is. She's in Indiana, and she's going to be a little snowbird. This COVID thing is so unknown. Aren't sure, so they just link everything to COVID. Yes, hi Gail, how are you doing? I'm still trying to recuperate from being in an emergency room for my blood pressure is going up. Oh. And so my grandson. Okay, see, so I think I got that. I'm seeing what I missed here. Violet had it too. Violet was, her and her husband had the COVID, and they're getting over it. Thank God for that. Thank the good Lord. So, how did I get that there? There we go. Okay, why is that doing that? Okay, what I've done, now all of my blocks are different. See, because what I did at first was I just cut a whole bunch of 10 pieces of sheet. That's what I started with. I had a whole stack of just 10 by 10 pieces of an old sheet. Then I have scraps of fabric, and I would put the scraps of fabric anywhere on the like this one, this square, it's just all blues, and this one I just stitched around all the pieces, and they were all different shapes, and that one I red. They're all so different. This one here, you can see how like this piece is an odd shape, and they're just odd, and I just put them all together, and then I left the raw edges too. They're raw edges, and so, but then I zigzag raw edge. And a lot of these have already been washed. And so Look at this one. This one's already been washed. And so there are at least 10 different types of fabric on here. And just the way the scrap was is how I stitched it on. And I love how it looks. So that's how all the patches are done. But I made them they're all 10 by 10. But then with the flannel, I have different kinds of flannel. And I cut them 10 by 10. And so this is what the whole backing of the quilt is going to be, this flannel. So what I'm doing here is I'm turning that upside down, putting the raw sides together, and then I take my 9.5 by 9.5 ruler, and that's what I'm using as the guide to turn it over, to be able to cut the edges off, to make every square then 9.5 by 9.5 inches. And I just square it up, save them edges, because that's going to be dog bed stuffing. And using the rotary cutter and the ruler, you will always have there's exactly the same. When I put them together now, I'm going to put them together as you would a rag quilt. And and I'll show you just let me finish one up, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to sew them together. So now I have both those pieces are exactly 9.5 by 9.5. I'm going to now stitch I'm going to just make an X across the middle of where. So I'll go from corner to corner, and I'm stitching it with a zigzag stitch, which you don't have to do that, but that's just what I'm doing. Okay, first I do the X in the middle, and then I'm going to go all the way around the edge. Okay, so now I go around the edge. And that is a quilting, as far as quilting goes, that there will be done on this, because once I do this much, then that 10 by 10 square is finished. And then once I sew them together, the quilt is finished. Then no more quilting, no more backing, no more anything. So you're this actually has 3 layers, because it's got the piece layer that you pieced along the over the sheet, and then the flannel is on the back. And then by the time you do this, okay, now we have that all stitched all the way around. That bobbin's getting almost empty. So see that flannel is on the back, and then I'll take another. Let me find one with a different back on it. No dragons. Let me see. That's dragons. That's more dragons. That's more dragons. That's more dragons. That's more dragons. Let's see. Oh, now here's a different one. Although some of them that I've already sewn together, I still had put a couple of them together that were the same. That's okay though. Now I'm going to put the flannels together. So the flannel back are together. So I have the back sides together, and then I'm going to use a straight stitch. And then I'm going to do, now when they do an actual rag quilt, they sew them together with about 3/4 of an inch 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. Well, this doing that much, I'm only sewing them together with about 1/4 of an inch, 3/8 maybe. One thing about this quilt too is if I get tired of just sewing the backs on there, then I can just start sewing some together. I don't one step is all finished before I do the next step. But see, now I just sewed them two together. But do you see this seam is actually on the outside. And then you can take this seam and you can snip it. You can snip that seam all the way down to make it raggedy, really raggedy. So then it's really a round quilt. And so then if I take this piece and this piece, then we'll put those two together, put the flannels together, and then I'm going to go ahead. Oops, what is going on? Don't make funny noises to me, sewing machine. I do not like funny noises. Did I run out of bobbin thread? No, not yet. It's still enough there. There we go. See, so now I have those two together. Now I will, and see here how that looks right there. And then I will take those two. Those are two together. And then I'll take these two together, and I will make sure that my seam in the middle is lined up, and then I will sew those two to those two to two. And so I think it's beautiful. I just think it is just beautiful. And you're using up scraps. So if you have scrap shirts or skirts or dish towels or whatever you have, because some of these, hi, Amber. Amber, it's good to see you too. Yes, I'm glad to see you. All right, now see there, I just sewed 4 of those together. So, and I'm not even particular about what gets sewed to next, because I first was thinking I would keep a dark square and then a lighter square and then a dark square, but I decided that's even too much thought. But see, then when you turn the whole thing over, if I were to put this whole spread on my bed upside down, this is what would show. All these pretty little pieces. Let's see, do I have that one? See, this is a piece. I think this is 16 squares that I have together. Look at this one, even has a blue jean pocket on it. But see, and so I did that one day when I just felt like putting some of the squares together. And so this one is 16 squares. And I got to clear my table back off again there before I put anything bigger than that. But this is how you can do this quilt. You don't even have to, so many quilts you have to put them both pieced. Then you have to layer them in the sandwich of the, however your sandwich is, your pieced front, your backing, your filling, whatever, the wadding or but you don't have to in this kind of you can make 2 squares and sew them together, and then 4 squares, sew them together. But I have a whole stack of I have a whole stack of squares ready to go, and I have more squares than I need even. Oh, see, now I've used up almost all my flannels. See, so once I use up all these flannels, then I have more flannel to cut. And so, but then I just lay them wrong side to wrong side. And I'm using my 9.5 by 9.5, but you can use any size you have. And if you have a square ruler, then that is, well, if you have a square ruler, that takes so much of the work. It makes it so simple because every one of your squares are going to be the same, and they make all different sizes of square rulers, from little bitty ones to I think like 12 by 12. They might even have bigger ones than that. But and then I find too that my cutting mat here that is on a spin, like, I love this. I love having this, and these things aren't cheap, but and I like I said, I think it was $37 I spent on this, but now I see one cheaper by Fiskar, I think, has one that's cheaper than this, but it still spins. It's on that like a turntable thing. So you don't have to move the piece that you're working on. You don't have, that makes it so much nicer. And so, and you were to go to a therapist for therapy, you would pay rotating mat. Yeah, that's what you call it, Gail. I couldn't think of that. If you were to have to go to therapy, you would pay way more than $37 for a 1 half an hour. So you'll that way, because this is so therapeutic. Doing this kind of a quilt, so many different quilts, and they're beautiful, absolutely. But for me, it would be like, okay, if I have to measure, and if I have to measure, and I have to measure again, and then I have to cut and measure again, that'd be too much for me. It would be like I couldn't. And so to me, it would be, not really too much work, but it's just for a whole king size quilt, that would get for me. And so that bobbin's almost out of thread. Let's see how far longer it'll go. It's out. Okay. And so, yeah, where'd my bobbin go? Just see how they walk away. Things just, it's covered up with scrap. Use this to keep yourself a whole bunch of bobbins wound, because you're going to be switching them. Bye, Lazima. Yes, bye, Lazima. And you have a very nice evening. Thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate everybody who comes by. It's just amazing. And I really didn't, because it wasn't anything planned, I didn't know if I would see many people come by, but it's amazing to see you all. It's heartwarming what it is. It really is. Okay, now I'm going to put this back on the zigzag. Put that back on the zigzag. I said to Pop, I said, I don't know if this sewing machine, how much longer it's going to hold out. He goes, well, we'll just get you new. No. This one will go to the shop and get fixed, because I love this machine. And I don't want anything electronic in it. I just So, but yeah, if this one does go kaput, we've got a sewing machine repairman that's been around years. Bring it on. Oh, these are getting their little treats. They like their little treats. You going to bed already, Papa?
Well, Norm said that he has a secret mission.
Yeah.
And he really would like to know.
Oh, okay, good.
So I'm going to go back there and listen to what he's got to say.
Okay, you do that.
I love you, darling.
Okay, thank you. Good night. I'll be back there shortly. I only got about...
Oh, I'm going to take me a banana.
You're going to go eat a banana in bed?
Yep.
Okay, that's better than eating crackers in bed.
Yeah, just won't make no meal.
Just don't leave the peel in the bed.
I won't.
You know what? I didn't...
Love you, girl.
I love you, sweetie. Did I? Oh, yeah, I did trim that one. Okay, see? So there you go. It's another one trimmed. Papa's going to go. He loves to watch old Norm Abrams. Hi, Cindy James. Did I say hello to you? Joy said hi, Papa. Hello, but I see names and I think, whoops, did I say hi? Yeah. Papa likes to watch Abrams on This Old House, and he will marathon watch that guy because he loves anything to do with woodworking. He doesn't do a lot of woodworking anymore, but he likes to watch other people do it. And he does. He watches a lot of those on his little tablet thing. And yep, that's what he does. He watches them, and he'll watch them until I get in there. Once I get in there, then he gets up out of bed and he tucks me in because he thinks he's got to tuck me in. I don't know why. And he's done it for over 20 years. He ain't got bored with it. He ain't got bored with it yet. I just don't understand why I'm so spoiled. But hey, I'll take it. I take being spoiled. Liz, you should really end the stream soon, too. You sit there for too long at one time. Yeah, I'm going to end it. I've only got 3 more flannel squares cut. And so that's all that I can do is 3 more of these. And then I'm going to end, and I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to have company tomorrow, so that'll be nice. And I should maybe sweep or something for them, but hey, what you see is what you get when you come to my house. And so there we go. Now I'll cut this one. And how long have I been on? Oh, an hour and minutes. An hour and 48 minutes. That's a long time. So, yep, I don't know how I'm going to show you the whole thing, but I guess maybe I can bring my camera into, once I have it laying on the bed, actually. I could bring it in there and show it to you, and you can see what it looks like as a whole. But it's just, I'm proud of it. Because it's just, I don't even want got started on it. I didn't even plan to start it. I didn't start a gold quilt. But I just got it started for some reason. And now I'm getting so close to the end. And then just maybe even just take pictures of it and put it in the group. I don't know. But You know what would be fun is to take pictures of it and print like just the whole picture of parts of it, and then print it for papers. Print it for like backgrounds on paper. I think that would be pretty. I think. I don't know. I may be wrong. Ooh, Lone Ranger and strawberry jam. I have not made strawberry jam in so long. Well, it's not been all that long. It's been over a year, though. Because I didn't make any this summer. Usually every summer I make some freezer jam and some that I cook. And, and, but I didn't make any this year. Usually, the year before, my daughter went to the strawberry festival in Plant City where they really grow some strawberries. And she bought me some strawberry flats of strawberries, and I was able to make strawberry jam. But this year, she didn't go, so I didn't get strawberry. We used to go pick our own strawberries, but yeah, I'm past that too. And there's a group of us girls that would go every year and just to pick strawberries. There's 5 of us that would go every year and just pick our own, because you could go to the U pick fields, and then we'd pick one and eat one, then pick one and eat one, and then eat one, then pick one. And then you just paid by the pound when you paid by the pound. Or did you pay by the quart? No, I don't remember. Isn't it funny how people don't remember stuff after you get old? We don't important stuff. Good for him, because he loves you, Lizzie. You are not spoiled. Love you and all the wonderful ladies. Miss you so much, sweet Lizzie. Yep, I will post pictures on Facebook too once I get my quilt on the bed, because I think it's going to look so pretty. It's going to look pretty because I'm going to do the quilt and the pillow shawl. And I think that is going to be like awesome. I think so. Anyway, it'll definitely be different. It will definitely be a different look. And those of you who didn't hear me say on a past video, if you like to watch quilting, go to the G's Bend, Alabama girls. Oh, there's the gallery. Gail, hi. So good to see you here. Yes. Yep, Cheryl, good idea, I think, for the making papers out of them. Take the picture and print them for papers. And see, Gail, I think you're new. You're new to me for reason. Boy, I got my pile there and start my shoebox over. And but yeah, I am looking forward to this. I'm getting to the point now that I am excited. I'm excited to see this finished and on my bed. I am really bad for starting a project and never finishing it, or taking forever to fit. But and I'm bad for that. A lot of my paper crafting, a lot of my journals I've started, and then I start a new one. But this quilt is something that I have stuck with it. I have I get up in the morning and I'll come to this sewing machine, go to the coffee pot. Now that's pretty silly. And so, but yeah, and then usually I'm sewing. Papa gets up, because I'm usually up before the crack of dawn. I go to bed pretty early, and then I get up pretty early. And so, and a lot of times I'll get a cup of coffee and then go sit out and watch them wake up. And but lately I've been coming in here, and I sit here start sewing. And so he gets up and makes the pot of coffee, unless I get up real early. Then I do have to make my own coffee. Then I'm on my own. But this is something that has just, it's caught me. It just love it. And if you don't have scraps, you probably do have scraps, like old sheets, old pillowcases, old curtains, old clothes. They're made out of fabric, and use them. Okay, I only have 2 more flannels left, so I'm gonna do food together, and then I'm going to read, and then I want to read something, and then I'm to go make sure it's ready. Everything is put away and turned off, and he calls it securing the castle. And he's got his little routine that he does every night, securing the castle. Oh, and Lenka, where are you from? Good night, Lizzie, and everybody. Good vibes. Thank you, Lizzie, for nice time with you. I didn't see you before to say hello, but your name almost sounds Finnish. Almost sounds Finnish. But good night, Lenka. I'm glad that you come by. So happy that you came by. So many new in here. And if you have quite a few videos of these blocks, as hi, Lise Bedard and Renee Munn. I don't think I've seen the Czech Republic. Okay. Now, the Czech Republic, is that what used to be Czechoslovakia? I don't know. And there's Arlene. I don't know if I saw Arlene either. See, I'm looking at this machine just stitching away, and then I miss the Czech Republic. Yeah, we have an area here near us that's called Mazurek town, and it is all Czechoslovakian people over there. But I think that's the Czech Republic now. Lee says you got your package today. Good. I'm glad to hear that people are in there, because I know they're taking a while to ship during the holidays. Hope everything got to you safely. I think I put an extra little prize in there for you. I tried to give everybody an extra little prize. It's so good to see you guys. Jeez, I keep looking up at the screen, and then I see new names. And I say, did I say hello? If you're there and I did not say hello to you, please forgive me, because I am blessed to see you all here. Oh, I did. Oh, good, Lise. I'm very supportive of my channel, and I appreciate that so much. And I appreciate anybody. I mean, if you come and just lurk in the background, I appreciate you so much. But I love the comment. So always leave me a comment, even if you just good, even boo. I'm the prize. Cindy says I'm the prize. I'm the booby prize. won a prize on somebody's channel not long ago. I was just so excited. I don't even remember what the prize was, but I was so excited just to win the prize that I picked the right number. It was just, Arlene says she almost always lurks. I've seen your name, Sunshine. See, that's what whenever people change their picture or their profile picture, then I get all confused because then I think it's somebody new. But like Janet Baum right there, that little avatar, I remember that one. Janet's has been the same. Arlene has been the same. Sunshine, like forever. Anne has been the same. So, but some people changing their avatars, it gets me all confused. Now, this one here, I've even got fluffy lace. This one. So that one's got some lace. It's got some ribbon. It's got a piece of crocheted work here. Here's another piece here of crocheted work. So this is a piece of a tablecloth. So, when you're putting your, yours has always been the same. Yes, Gail. In fact, I thought that's what you really looked like. Then somewhere I saw a picture of you. She doesn't look like her avatar. And I had you know what, Gail, from your avatar, I thought you looked like a librarian. I figured how if you never see anybody, then you kind of almost picture what they look like in your mind. And I had you pictured as like a librarian. Now, a librarian, I always have pictures and thin and wears their glasses down on their nose and has their hair fixed up in a real, their hair is fixed in a old fashioned kind of look or something. And that's how I had you pictured. And I don't know where I saw your picture one day. And I said, oh my gosh, that is my Gail right there. She's just a normal person. She looked like a librarian. I don't remember what you look like, but. And there's Karen. Hi, Karen, Jen and Nini. And Karen's a blonde bombshell. Yes, me too. A blonde bombshell. I'm often mistaken for like Lady Godiva or something. I'm lying. You have short brown hair. Have you ever worked in a library? Look how pretty that looks now that I got it trimmed all the way around. I think that's beautiful. I think it's just beautiful. And so now this is my last square of flannel that I have cut. And see there, I got them all. I might not have this stack. Well, I still have a big stack of unbacked squares, but I will have to cut more flannel backs tomorrow. But I've got plenty of flannel still. I think I'm going to have plenty. I was a little... Oh, and me too, Gail. I worked at the Element when my kids were in school. My kids were like my babies, well, everybody's kids are their babies. But I wanted to be at that school all the time. And so I worked in the elementary school library, and I loved it. I just loved it. There was a lot of children, like at that time, the elementary school went to the 6th grade, and a lot of the children also got to work in the library, and they always loved to be able to stamp the books, They loved to play with that stamp. So, but I really enjoyed working in the library. Well, I did anything they would let me do in the school, and it was all volunteer, except for when I did, I would do substitution every once in a while, and that I got paid for. But now they don't let just anybody do substitute. You've got to be certified or something. But at that time, you didn't have to be certified, which I was certified, but only certified for a Christian school that I worked at, that I taught at, but I was not for public school. I enjoyed working in the library. That was the most favorite thing. Except I like doing the mimeograph machine too, because boy, did I love the smell of that mimeograph stuff. Who's losing weight? I look like I'm losing weight. Boy, I wish. I I Lottie Faith, I read your message today. You should have studied in the area, in my street. That's what you should have done. I can't wait till you come by. I just can't wait. I just need to see you. I'm amazed at how many of my subscribers I have met. I have that have came to my house. I have had two from Canada, in fact. Two from Canada. I have had lots from Florida, Indiana. I've had one from New York. Gosh, I can't even, I don't even remember all of them. Quite a few from Florida. So now I've got all of these. I've got this big of a stack that have all the backs on them. I have all the backs on, so those are ready to go square, and I'll put like four together. And if the angle of the camera is making me look thin, I'm just going to keep that angle on me all the time. I'm not going to switch. Not switching the angle ever again. And oh, there's Sherry Flanagan. Yes, that's good, Lottie Faith. Be soothed. And now see, I have all of these still just to put the backs on. And so, like this one's my flower garden. Love that one. I mean, they're all different. And my teddy bear is on that one. And this one is all like cross-hatching ribbons. I did two of the cross-hatching ribbons. This one's got like a little truck on it, fuzzy. And this one I did all borrow stitching on this one by hand, borrow stitching. And that took a while. I'm slow. This one is just all one piece of a tablecloth, but I thought it was so pretty, and I just put that, this whole one piece. This one's got a lot of lace, this gold lace. Somebody sent me that in Happy Mail, and I put it on one of the squares. I love it. This one here, I think it would be pretty to do a whole quilt with just using vintage fabrics. And because that is almost, this is all vintage like lace and pieces off of like doilies and pieces off of table runners. And that's all that's on that one. And I thought, how pretty would it be to do a whole thing out of just those pieces. And this one's basically the same. It's got some here that is cross stitching. Then again, it's all like the lace and pretty, just beautiful. And see, and then that one's the same way. It's got some Battenberg lace on there. But see, some of those are really, really pretty. And then some of them I put a word. This one says believe. So I just stamped that on there with stays a piece of on this piece of muslin. And so and there's another one of my slashed. Gosh, I'm making a mess of my pile. Let me see if there's any that are other that just pop out. One's got some lace on it. Oh, this is the one I did the slashing, but I put patches on the top, so it's not all the same color on the top, and I slashed it. This one I've got a couple of doilies stitched on, a doily on that one. That one's slashed. This is another one that's all of vintage, all of the vintage cloths. And so, but you can just do anything with these. This one I've got a doily and put a button in the middle. And just, this one's got a piece of needlework right there in the center, and then a little doily with a button. And they're just, Oh, that's part of Gail's. That one I did the outside of Gail, used part of her that one. And then this one I did with the yarn. Got another one I did with the yarn too. And this one I sort of did the same way, but not with yarn. I used rickrack to separate the pieces. I should have used a darker color, but this one this one worked okay. And but yeah, so I got to work on them tomorrow and get them finished up. And things I want to do. There's always things that I want to do. My daughter gave me this Christmas card today, and I want to tear it apart. You see how that is? I want to tear apart and see how it's made. I want to tear it apart and see how it's made. But it's so cool because it's like 3 layers. It's beautiful. I'm gonna figure that one. And okay, so I'm gonna read something, and then we're gonna call it a night so I can go see what Papa's doing. And maybe I'll straighten up my table here just a little bit. But I'm going to be back into the Helen Steiner Rice here. And let's see, I read that one. Okay, let us live Christmas every day. Okay, so that's what we're going to read today. Let us live Christmas every Christmas is more than a day at the end of the year, more than a season of joy and good cheer. Christmas is really God's pattern for living, to be followed all year by unselfish giving. For the holiday season awakens good cheer and draws us closer to those we hold dear, and we open our hearts and find it is good to live among men as we always should. But as soon as the tinsel is stripped from the tree, the spirit of Christmas fades silently into the background of daily routine and lost in the whirl of life's busy scene. And all unawares, we miss and forego the greatest blessing that mankind can know. For if we lived Christmas each day as we should and make it our aim to always do good, we'd find the lost key to meaningful living that comes not from getting, but from unselfish giving. And we'd know the great joy of peace upon earth, which was the real purpose of our Savior's birth. For the glad tidings of the first Christmas night, God showed us the way and the truth and the light. Is that people that said, let us live Christmas every day? And I am almost finished with all of the winter things. I've only got 3 or 4 left. But I'll get them. I'm going to get them all read before Christmas. I will. I absolutely will. Thank you. I always want to thank Erin. Erin Morrison sent me that book, and I love it. And it's so nice. And I love that they're for all seasons. So you got your spring and your summer and your fall and your winter. And so that's wonderful. And so I ask God to watch over each and every one of you, all of you that came in. It just warms my heart. It warms my heart. And I never even had an idea to do this. I just figured, I'll turn the camera on because I'm sitting here in front of my sewing machine, and I had to comb my hair. It is getting pretty long. But anyhow, that's just, there's Mark's side bottom. Hi, Mark. I haven't seen you in so long. It's really awesome that you stopped by. I know you're probably busy crafting through this holiday season. Yes. Okay. And so I'm going to let you all, God, to watch over each and every one of you, every step you take, every move you make. And I will see you. I'll see you tomorrow because I'm going to make another video tomorrow because I'm addicted. Maybe I'll make a video while Lala Gamaloriway is here so you can see her being a pain in the butt. Okay. Oh, maybe she'll watch this. Oh, no, I shouldn't have said that. Okay. All right. God bless you all, and I'll see you again. It says end broadcast when I click. Oh, there it is now. End the broadcast.